What's going on, you guys, and welcome back to the Aray Show. So a lot of you guys probably got your stimulus check over the weekend, and if not, you guys are probably going to get it soon. So in this video, we're going to be talking about the top 3 ways you can spend your stimulus check, as well as the top 3 ways you shouldn't spend it. So if you guys want to see that, stay tuned, and let's get right into it. One thing that not a lot of people know is this money that's given to you has a purpose, and that main purpose is actually meant for you to spend that money on things. And if you take a look at this article, it says it right over here: economists and the government are hoping you spend 100% of that money. And the reason for that is because they're hoping that you can boost the economy. So if you think about it, the word stimulus comes from the word stimulate, and they're hoping that you stimulate the economy. But to be honest, that's where they're trying to get you. They want you to see that, oh shoot, I just got $1,400. I'm going to spend on this, that, and that. But to be honest, that doesn't mean you have to spend any of the money that you received. And from that, we're going to kind of hop into the first thing that you shouldn't spend your stimulus check on. The first thing that you shouldn't spend your money on is on things that you don't need. Of course, it's hard to one day wake up and realize that you have an extra $1,400 in your bank account and not want to spend on things that you want. For example, this Batman costume over here. And there's nothing wrong with buying things that you want, but spending without moderation can really be something that you regret in the future. And I'm not a financial advisor or anything like that, and these are just my opinions, but if you don't want to spend but you find it tempting to kind of buy something, then you can leave some money on the side and use it on a celebration meal or something like that. And there's a fine line between needs and wants. So if it's hard for you and you don't really know, just ask yourself, do I really need that Gucci glizzy, or do I just want that Gucci glizzy? So the second thing that you shouldn't do with your stimulus check is going to actually be a shocker. And this is not going to apply for everyone. And that's to actually save all the money that you get. So let's just say that you're a big saver and you don't want to spend money on random things. Saving is actually not one of the best things that you can do with your stimulus check. And like I said, this doesn't apply to everyone, and we're going to get into that later on. But let's just say that you're in a good position. Saving money isn't really something that you want to do, and that's because of inflation. So if you think about it, just recently, all the money that was printed this year and last year is an insane amount. And I'm not trying to scare you guys and saying that, the $1,400 that you got is going to be worth nothing. But if you just keep it in bank account with a low interest rate, or maybe not getting interest at all, you're really losing money over time, and you're just basically missing out on a lot of the compound interest that you could get on investing in the stock market or elsewhere. So let's take a look at this quote right over here. Your $1,000 is immediately eaten away by inflation, so each year is worth less and less, and there's really nothing that we can do against inflation except to hedge against it by investing into money building assets such as real estate, the stock market, or even Bitcoin. And it kind of sucks, but that's just the way it is. So savers are losers because of inflation, and there's something that I can't agree with more. Just because if you have $1,000 50 years ago, it'd be worth only $137.45 today. So it's kind of the sad reality, but it is true. So if you're well off, then saving is probably something that you shouldn't do with your stimulus check. But on the other hand, one thing that you should do with your stimulus check, if you aren't as well off or if you don't really have any extra money, is to build an emergency fund. Having an emergency fund will be great for you if anything were to ever happen, and it's one thing that you should do with your stimulus check if you aren't in the best position or if you don't already have an emergency fund. So the last thing that you can do with your stimulus check that's not the greatest idea is to invest into crazy risky plays or gamble that money off in expectations that you're going to double or even triple your money. And of course, it's your money and you're free to do whatever you want. I would just be careful coming into it with the mentality that you're going to double or triple your money. And let's just say that you really need these $1,400 and you're hoping that maybe AMC doubles and you would be able to double your money. Coming into it with that kind of expectation is honestly a scary thing to think about because it's not the best thing that you can do. It could honestly peak one day and you don't end up selling, and the next day it goes all the way to rock bottom, and then you end up selling and losing half your stimulus check right there. In my opinion, if you're well off or you already have emergency fund and you don't mind losing this money, then yeah, go ahead, go for it. Just be careful with what you're doing and, think about it, take calculated risks, and don't do anything too crazy. So in my opinion, the best thing that you can possibly do with your stimulus check is to pay off high interest debt. And the reason for that is because this money will keep on piling up more and more, and the more higher your interest rate is, the more that you're going to have to pay into the foreseeable future. And paying off this debt now will be able to help you allocate more future funds to more financial goals or other things that you like. And I'm also going to kind of lump in necessities in this category too, just because buying things that you need is important. But all in all, paying off high interest debt is probably the most important thing that you can do and the best thing that you can do for your future. All right, let's just say that you have no high interest debt, you have an emergency fund already set up, and you're good if anything were to happen unexpectedly, and you set aside maybe $200-300 to spend on whatever you want. The best thing, in my opinion, and my favorite thing to do with extra money is to invest that money. So this is my dividend portfolio right over here, and I will be investing into this portfolio like pretty much forever. But with any extra money that I have, I'll put right into this portfolio. So for those of you guys that know me, you guys know I love my dividend investing, and I'll leave a link at the top right over here to what it is if you guys don't know. But let me show you guys something really cool. So let's say that you take that $1,400 and invest it, and you're getting 3% dividend yield every single year, and then you're getting a 3% increase from that dividend yield. So it's basically growing at a 3% rate, which is reasonable, and your stock is going up 5% every single year, which is also reasonable. And you're investing for 30 years. So that $1,400 in 30 years will turn into $19,000, and you'll be getting $1,400 every single year. So it's so sick because you're basically getting that $1,400, investing it, and after 13 years, you're getting a stimulus every single year from that. And of course, it's all about compound growth. So the first year with that $1,400, you're only going to get like, where's the money over here? $42. Then it'll turn into double that almost. So you can see $42 into $47, and then if you just keep reinvesting, it'll turn into $57 until eventually you're getting that $1,200 and then that $1,400 every single year. And of course, that's not the best strategy to do, just leave $1,400 in. I just kind of want to show you guys that investing can be really cool, and it will show you and it'll get you a lot of growth over the long term. And of course, there's a bunch of other ways to invest your money. I just kind of nerded out with dividend investing, but of course, you can invest into growth stocks like Tesla, Enphase, and so on, or you can invest into companies that are on the come up or index funds. And if you think about it, at the end of the day, the S&P 500 over the last 50 years returned 9%. So if you wanted to invest that $1,400 into a safe index fund, you can get about $126 at the end of the year, and of course it's going to be taxed. But I mean, that aside the point, you can make more money than if you were to just spend it on some random stuff. You can utilize this money, make your money work for you. And in my opinion, it's probably the coolest and best way to spend your stimulus check. All right, so let's do a quick recap. So the best ways that you can spend your stimulus is on paying off high interest debt or on necessities such as the bills, food, and so on, replenishing emergency funds or starting one if you don't have one, or by investing, whether it's dividend investing, growth investing, or just investing into index funds. And the worst ways that you can spend your stimulus check is on spending without moderation, buying things that you don't need but just want, by saving money when you don't really want to save or you don't have to save, but you can rather just invest into the stock market or wherever. And lastly, by gambling or on risky plays when you don't really need to do so. So with that being said, that's pretty much all I have for you guys for today. Let me know what you guys are planning to do with the stimulus check. And if you're not getting the stimulus check, if you're going to do the same thing with your tax refund, let me know in the comments. And I just want to say a quick shout out to all 74 of you guys for subscribing, especially the OGs and the new guys that are joining. I appreciate you guys. It means a lot to me. So yeah, with that being said, leave a like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you guys are doing. And guys, remember, everybody eats.